The rain had just started when Ryan checked his phone for the third time. 7:02 p.m. He stood outside a small roadside diner squeezed between a tire shop and a flickering pharmacy sign. The neon board above the door buzzed weekly, "City Bites, since 1998. It wasn't fancy. The paint was chipped, and the windows were fogged with steam from inside. But it was warm, affordable, and honest. Just like him. He adjusted his simple black shirt, suddenly aware that this place didn't look anything like the glamorous cafes people loved posting on social media. Doubt crept into his mind. What if she hates it? What if she turns around and leaves? He took a deep breath and reminded himself why he chose this place. No pretending, no fake luxury. Just real conversation. A silver car stopped near the curb. Emma stepped out, holding a small purse and scanning the street. She looked elegant, her calm smile glowing even under the dull street lights. Her eyes paused on the diner sign. Ryan noticed a flicker of surprise, a tiny hesitation, before she walked toward him. "Hi," she said gently. "Hi," he replied, trying not to sound nervous. "I hope you don't mind the place." She looked at the diner again, then back at him. For a second, he couldn't read her expression. Then she smiled warmly. "Honestly, I'm curious. It feels real." Relief washed over him as he held the door open. A small bell rang as they stepped inside. The diner smelled of fried snacks, strong tea, and something sweet baking in the oven. Old songs played softly from a dusty speaker in the corner. A few workers sat at one table laughing loudly, while an elderly couple shared soup near the window. They chose a small booth near the back. The table was simple, a plastic flower vase and a laminated menu. Emma ran her fingers across the menu and laughed softly. "This reminds me of my college days." "Good memories or bad?" Ryan asked. "The best," she replied. "Back when people talked more and pretended less." A waiter brought water. Ryan noticed Emma observing the room, the busy cook shouting orders, a little boy doing homework while his mother worked behind the counter. Instead of discomfort, there was curiosity in her eyes. "So," she asked, leaning forward, "why here? You could have picked somewhere fancy." He hesitated. "Because this is where I come when life feels heavy," he admitted. "No pressure, just honesty." Her expression softened. "That's rare," she said quietly. They ordered burgers, fries, and tea. As rain tapped against the windows, their conversation flowed. Childhood stories, embarrassing memories, and dreams they had never shared with anyone. The nervous distance between them slowly disappeared. Ryan realized something unexpected. Emma wasn't judging the place at all. She was enjoying the moment. But soon, something happened that would change the entire evening. The rain grew heavier, and the diner buzzed with conversation, until a loud voice cut through the room. A man near the counter was arguing with the owner. "Please. Just one more meal," the man said desperately. "I'll pay tomorrow." The owner shook his head, tired. "I run a small business. I can't keep giving food on credit." A young girl stood beside the man, clutching his hand. Her name was Lily. She looked at the food on nearby tables with quiet hunger, the kind that spoke louder than words. Ryan felt a knot in his chest. He glanced at Emma, who watched the scene with concern. Without speaking, they understood each other. Ryan stood and walked to the counter. "Add their meal to my bill," he said calmly. The man immediately refused. "No. I can't accept that. It's not charity," Ryan replied gently. "Just someone helping another person." The owner nodded with relief and began preparing food. The tension in the room slowly melted. Lily's eyes lit up with hope. Emma walked over to Lily and knelt beside her. "Hi," she said softly. "What's your favorite food?" "Fries," Lily whispered. Emma laughed. "Perfect choice." She returned to their table, picked up their fries, and brought some back to share. Lily smiled, a real, bright smile, for the first time. Other customers noticed the kindness spreading. Someone offered juice. Another paid for dessert. The loud, tense diner transformed into a place filled with warmth. When Ryan returned to his seat, Emma looked at him with quiet understanding. "That mattered," she said. He shrugged. It just felt right. What started as a simple date had turned into something meaningful, but the biggest surprise was still waiting. The diner slowly returned to normal. Laughter filled the air again as the rain softened outside. Lily sat happily with her father, enjoying her meal and occasionally waving shyly at Ryan and Emma. "You changed the mood in here," Emma said softly. Ryan shook his head. "We both did." Suddenly, the diner door opened and a small film crew walked in, cameras, microphones, and a confident host leading them. Customers whispered in surprise. The host approached the owner. "We're filming a documentary about hidden acts of kindness. Someone posted a video from this diner just now." Apparently, a teenager had recorded Ryan paying for the meal and Emma sharing food with Lily. The video had spread online quickly. Ryan felt uncomfortable as the host approached him. "Are you the one who helped them?" she asked. "It wasn't a big deal," he said quietly. But the cameras were already rolling. Customers began clapping softly. Lily's father stood up, emotional. "You treated us with respect when we felt invisible," he said. Then came another surprise. The host turned to Emma. "You're Emma Collins, right? The community volunteer everyone's been talking about." Ryan looked at her in shock. He didn't know she was well known for helping struggling families. Emma laughed nervously. "Tonight wasn't about attention," she said. "Just a normal evening." "Sometimes normal evenings reveal extraordinary people," the host replied. The entire diner erupted into applause, not for fame or money, but for kindness. Even the cook stepped out to clap. Ryan looked around, overwhelmed. A simple first date in a cheap diner had become an unforgettable moment. But Emma wasn't focused on the cameras, she was watching Lily laugh with her father. As the crew packed up, Ryan smiled at Emma. "Well, this wasn't a typical first date." She laughed softly. "No, but maybe it was the right one." Outside, the rain had stopped. The streets shimmered under the lights as they walked out together, knowing the real surprise wasn't the cameras or the applause, it was the genuine connection they had built through one small act of kindness, a moment that would stay with them forever.